A little PSA. When I was going on this tangent, I was mainly talking about people that go through horrible things but then choose not to heal. Or maybe they just don't realize that they're choosing not to heal. Does that make sense? Anyway, just putting that out there. I want to talk more about this whole thing about making everything that's happened to you work against you instead of with you. As human beings, we all go through something incredibly traumatic at some point or another, whether it's really early in life or whether it's later in life. It's perceived differently, so even something that's happened to someone, maybe for another person that's oh, it's not that bad, but for them, they're living in it. They have a right to feel oh, this is the worst thing that's ever happened to me in my life. Those things are just bound to happen. Again, I'm talking from the point of view of somebody that has gone through it. And I am still, the situation that I had back then did not change. It's just that my perception of it changed. My point of view changed. I will be quite transparent here when I say that sometimes when I see certain people that are, in this loop of suffering, it kind of annoys me. Not in a bad way, but I'm just, as somebody that has seen a way out of it and, it really is just all in your hands. It literally is just all a very, very deep work that you have to do on your own, but you have to do it. It's not something that you're let me just turn it off. Let me just pretend that all the things that have happened to me don't affect me. Let's pretend. Let's just go whoop, it's gone. I don't feel anything anymore. That's not the purpose. The point is, use it to heal rather than to bring you down. Because, they've happened. It wasn't your decision that they've happened, whatever it was, whatever the trauma is. They happened. Unfortunately, they happened. You can't change that. It's gone by. What you've got left is all the residual emotions and feelings that it left you with, but you can work with that. You can. You can literally do everything with it. You have to, go through the process. I'm not saying it's an easy process. It's not. It takes time, it takes dedication, it takes work, it takes patience, it takes resilience, it just takes. But you gotta do it. Or else you're just gonna live the rest of your life pitiful and sad and just convinced that everything is against you. And sometimes, it does feel like that. But we all have those moments. And we have to make most of the good days instead of sitting here and thinking about all the bad days. It's okay to have those bad days and be oh, I don't want to do anything. I just want to sit here and get swallowed up by something and just not have to deal with any of it. I think that every day. Again, it's not easy, but nothing worth it is ever easy. You know, when something is worth it, it's hard. It makes you work for it. It makes you put the work in. It makes you just make changes. That's when it's worth it. That's when you know it's worth it. It's when it's difficult. If it were easy, everybody would be okay. If you're holding on to it, let go. You can't hold on to it forever. If someone's let me think. To me, from what I've seen in life, the people that are going through or that have gone through stuff, which is most people, I see a major difference in those that have healed and managed to move on and those who are deep into it. Again, this is not a hate towards people that are going through stuff. Absolutely not. It's oh, I've been stabbed. Someone stabbed me in the shoulder. I can't believe somebody would do that. I can't believe somebody would come up to me and stab me. Yeah, that is awful. Why would somebody do that to you? That is actually terrible. That is not okay. Tell me all about it. Yes, tell me how that bothers you and tell me how that's made you feel and that's, tell me all of it. But then, you gotta go to the doctor, take the knife out, stitch it all up, and heal. But I see people that are still walking around with the knife lodged into their shoulder. Oh, but it hurts. It really hurts. I can't do anything because I have a knife in my shoulder. Oh, yeah, I bet that's hard. Take it out. Like, let's start taking it out and, like, doing something. Oh, no, just... Well, now you just look silly. Fine, you want to walk around with a knife lodged in your shoulder? You can do that. But then don't complain about the knife being there. You know what I mean? Sorry, I'm being harsh. This is just my reality right now. You gotta take the knife out. Great movie, by the way. Gotta take the knife out. You gotta go to the doctor and you gotta heal. You know what I mean? Like, terrible analogy. Let's just pretend I said a better one. But you gotta take action so that things can work with you instead of against you. Because we can all sit here and wallow in our misery forever, being like, oh, but life is so difficult and everything's against me and I've gone through all these terrible things in my life. Yeah, you did, and you're very brave for, like, getting up every day and still going through it, but now you gotta let it go. Not forget about it and stop being sad about it. That's not the same thing. What you went through is important because that's shaped you. But it's up to you how you want it to shape you. Do you want to be like, oh, I can't do all these things anymore because I went through these terrible things? Like, oh, now I can't. No. I can do these things because of what I went through. That's the difference. You can do everything. Everything is here. Everything. And the minute you can, like, connect these two things, your brain and your heart, to unite the emotional thinking and the logical thinking and just, like, unite it, everything's life-changing. It's all up to you. How do you want it to shape you? How do you want to work with it? How do you want to... Because the gag is the thing happened. It's there. Again, doesn't mean that you need to belittle what you went through and be like, I'm not sad anymore about all those awful, awful things that happened to me. Obviously, you need the time to analyze it emotionally and, like, understand how it's made you feel and everything and yada, yada, yada. You need to go through that process. But to do that, go through the motions of, like, I'm so sad and I'm so crushed and this and that. Like, I feel like there's no point in living anymore. You need to go through that to then move on to the phase of, like, how do I go from down here to up here again? Because you can. Everything is possible if you put your mind to it. Make it work. It's tough. It's uncomfortable. By all means, it's uncomfortable. But you have to do it. Or else you're just gonna be stuck at page 1. You have a whole book that's empty. And whatever has happened to you doesn't define you in a negative way. What happens to you is what defines you and how it made you stronger. I know that's cliche. I know. I'm sorry. You've got a whole book that's empty. And it's up to you. You're holding the pen. It's all up to you what you want it to have written in it. You just gotta do it. Again, I'm saying it like it's obvious. Just because, again, as I said, been through it, gone out of it. It's so much clearer once you're out of it. But once you're in it, you never see a way out of it. I know. I was there. You're in it, you never see a way out of it. And yet, there is... You need to do the first step to recovery. Because we can all just sit here and just be like, I can't do this. I can't be happy because of what I went through. Oh, I can't live a normal life because of what I went through. I can't live a normal life because my family is divided. I can't do this. I can't do that. You can do that. But what kind of life will it give you? Will it give you a life with meaning, or will it just give you a life full of sorrow and misery? That's all I had to say. Also, when I say that it bothers me, I wouldn't even say bothers me, but when people are going through their thing, right? Like they're wallowing in their pity. I don't say bothers me in like a, ugh, get up. No. It's because I see the potential that people have. Like, we all have all these amazing qualities, and everybody has such different qualities, and that's what makes us so special, right? Because as humans, we're the same and yet so different. And it's so special that we have such complicated characters. It's so special that each person is built in such a different way. So it makes me even more sad when I see somebody that has so much potential to achieve in life, and I don't mean in like a financial way, just live. And you see them that kind of throw it all away because they're sad over situations that they had no control over. Obviously, it's sad. It's not wrong to feel sad about those things. If anything, it's even more frustrating because you're like, I didn't choose this. If I could have chosen it, obviously I wouldn't have gone through what I did. But for me, there's no point in being sad over things that you had no choice over because you had no choice over them. They happened, unfortunately. So, obviously, again, I'm not saying that you can't be sad over it. You have to go through the motions. But wallowing and just like drowning in self-pity over things that just unfortunately happen to you is not going to get you anywhere. So when I see people that have so much potential and they're like, oh, these terrible things happen to me. Obviously, it's sad. Like, it's awful, but you're wasting so much potential at living, at being free from it, by sitting here and just all the time I'm like, oh, I went through this, I went through this, I went through this, I went through this. It sucks. It's awful. Nobody should go through what humans go through on a day-to-day basis. Everybody goes through such terrible and awful things. Should you let it take over your life? Do you want to rot away, wasting years just because of what, like, it just makes no sense. Obviously, it's not as easy as it sounds, unfortunately. If it were that easy, it would just be like, ooh, well, I'm fine. But also, that's kind of the beauty of it. That's kind of the beauty of being human, is that you go through awful things and you can learn to thrive. The same way how some plants, despite their harsh habitat, they still grow. It's like this willpower of like, I will grow here, you know? Because sometimes it's our habitat that it's the problem. Sometimes maybe we have done the internal healing inside, but it's our surrounding and our environment that still doesn't allow us to fully heal because we're being reminded of everything and everything that we've gone through. Your environment doesn't define you. Your experiences don't define you in a negative way. It's all in your hands. And obviously, unfortunately, the best way to go through all of these things is through therapy. Literally, therapy was the best thing that was ever created. And going to therapy is a very difficult psychological step to, take. Because going to therapy makes you acknowledge that something is wrong. And most of the time, for some reason, for our brain, that's really scary. To be like, something's wrong with me, I need to do something. It's like, it makes it real. It's like, I don't want to go to the doctor. What if they find something and then I have to start curing myself? It's scary. It's kind of the same thing. Taking that step makes you realize, like, yeah, okay, there's something wrong. And it's hard. But it is so worth it. And I advise it to literally anybody who has the financial means for it. Because unfortunately, therapy is crazy expensive for no reason. Like, again, I didn't choose to go through what I did, and I can't get out of this alone without professional help. It's not fair that I need to pay $1 billion to get out of it, but it works. Therapy is like the next next level healing. But that's a topic for another day.